Hello, welcome to another episode of Double J's List. Today I am going to test drive a Tesla at the new location directly across the street from the Tesla plant here in Buffalo. We have a place that actually does test drives now, so let's go check it out. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so I just went through the process and was given a car to test drive. Two very nice gentlemen brought me outside the Tesla dealership and showed me all the stuff of how it works. And now I'm out on a test drive, and it's raining and miserable outside, so we're gonna go inside and try some full self-driving. Okay, I have full self-driving engaged, and no, it just disengaged itself. I don't know why. But anyway, let's talk about how the Tesla works and how well it does everything. I think it's driving itself now. No. Okay. All right, just engaged the full self-driving by double tapping the scroll wheel on the right side of the steering wheel. It seems to be doing this all on its own. Yeah, it's got this screen and it's got everything blue in front of it saying I guess it's okay to go, and it's reading the road and picking up stuff. It's about to go over some railroad tracks. It just slowed down for them, and now it's going on its own. Wow. All right, yeah, we're basically, you got to put a location in your navigation that you want to go, and then you start driving on the route, and then you double tap that thumb wheel, and then off you go. It starts driving on its own. It's doing some weird stuff right now. It sees the cars. Wow, that's kind of neat. It's got this map where it's showing you like the cars are coming at you. It knows that there's a truck in front of me. It's now going to pass the truck. All right, there it goes. So I'm on kind of a quiet city street right now. I've got it taking me to a popular area here. I think you're supposed to keep your hands on the steering wheel. I just moved them down to the bottom, kind of letting the car do its thing. Pretty cool. I guess I could take this opportunity to talk about this as a car. So far, it's extraordinarily quiet. It rides extremely nice. These seats are extremely comfortable. The interior is very stark, most of these reviews will tell you that. So far I think it's pretty nice. Okay, it just started slowing down. I don't know why. Okay, no. So it is a little weird. Supposedly it's really good on highways, which I'll get on a highway on the way back. We'll see what happens. Coming up to an intersection right now. It's a traffic signal. It reads whether it's a red light or a green light. And then
500 feet, turn left onto Washington Street.
Okay, so it's making a decision up here. I can see it's a red light, but it doesn't recognize it as a red light yet. Let's see what the car does.
Now turn left onto Washington Street.
Turned on the turn signal itself. It's now doing a bunch of weird swerving around. Okay, so it wants to make this left. It's got to make a decision now. Okay, so we got a red light. Turned its turn signal on. It wants to make this left. Okay, the light turned green. It creeped forward. And it's making a left on its own. There it goes. Whoa. All right.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Scott Street.
There we go. It is doing it all by itself. That's how it handles this.
Now turn right onto Scott Street.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so we've got a truck that's backing into a warehouse, and it says 1 lane road ahead. It may struggle with this. Let's see what it does. Okay, the light turned green. Stopped at its red light like it was supposed to. We're turning right now. And it's doing it. Oh. I think it made me take over. Oh.
Now turn left to stay on Hanover Street.
Got a red light. The light turned red on me, and it just slammed on its brakes and did it. Okay. It's a little weird. So there's a pedestrian crossing in front of us. It's letting that guy go, okay. And it wants to make this left. It sees a green light, no cars coming, and it's doing it. And now it's going onto a cobblestone road. It sees the parked car. Does it see the curb up here? It's got it grayed out, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get away from that curb. Okay. Autopilot disengaged. Yeah, it almost drove into a curb,
Now
so I
turn
stopped
right
it.
onto Prime Street.
Okay. Oh, and I gotta do the turn signals are on the steering wheel, which is a little weird to get used to.
Now your destination is on the left.
All right, we're here. Thank you, car. Okay, I'm gonna tell it to go to a different place. Here we go.
Now turn right to stay on Hanover Street.
Navigate to the Tesla dealership. Okay, now I've got it on autopilot again. And now I've got it going on the highway. It's on an on-ramp. Kind of a tricky, weird on-ramp. We've got cars coming from the other way. It's doing the curve. It's got a signal on. Alright, I would have moved over by now, Tesla, but okay, you're doing it on, you did it. Okay. Alright, now we're on the highway. Let's see what it does. It's staying in the right lane.
In 1 mile, take exit 4 on the right onto Smith Street.
And it's doing this highway actually very well. So yeah, city streets are sketchy. Where it's got to make a decision. Okay, now I've got a car trying to merge. What's it going to do? It's slowing down. Oh, it's letting this other car. It just turned the turn signal on and changed lanes to let this car in. And it's speeding up, slowing down. It's gonna have to get over soon to get off at the exit that it needs. All right, it's going back over into the right lane on its own. There it goes. Wow, so this is pretty neat. It's really just doing all this on its own. I could drive this all day to watch what it does. Okay. Every time the turn signal goes on, it turns on the camera for the blind spot. That's really cool. Now it's going to handle this ramp, hopefully. It's going a little fast.
In 500 feet, turn left onto Smith Street.
Okay, so it's going to make a
Now
left
turn
here.
left onto Smith Street.
Light turned green and off we go.
Now turn left onto South Park Avenue.
Okay, lights turned green and it says go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the full self-driving, like, it was just driving on the bike lane. All right, now we're back. It's not happy with the rain. So yeah, full self-driving, that's a really interesting thing. There's a lot of stuff that's very different about the Tesla than just about all the other cars in the world. Like, so many controls inside this TV screen in the middle of the car. The turn signals being these weird buttons here. The windshield wipers being these weird buttons. There are no stalks. It's a little weird to get used to, but I imagine once you get used to it, it's okay. But for now, it's just strange. At least for me. The auto wipers don't go on frequently enough for my taste. Maybe there's a setting somewhere to make that work better. So anytime I want the wipers to go one more time, I can just hit the wiper button that's on the steering wheel and then it'll go. It doesn't seem to turn off the automatic wipers. I'm not 100% sure I'm sold on everything being on the screen. I mean, it's nice and quick though, like an EV should be. That's for sure. I kind of missed that after going from a full EV to a plug-in hybrid, or the smoothness and the quietness and the seamlessness of everything. I thought I wouldn't like not having gauges directly in front of me, but the speed is so close to you that it's just, you glance a little bit to the right. I've already gotten used to that. That's not a big deal. The turn signals are really strange. I don't know. It's going to take a while to get used to. So I want to turn the heated steering wheel off. So I hit the climate. Okay. And for some reason the wipers just went nuts. It's not even raining hard. I don't know what's happening. Ugh. Alright, I gotta get back to the Tesla dealership. They're probably wondering where their car is. I would like to drive this a whole heck of a lot more. This has been... I've really kind of enjoyed this. I just started using the messaging app, and instead of reading your text messages out loud like CarPlay does, it just brings them up on the screen for you to read, and then you can reply using the microphone and it'll, whatever you say, it'll text out. That's an interesting way to do it. It's kind of dangerous because you're reading the screen instead of driving, but it's a little clearer. I know sometimes it reads it out loud, just something that someone has texted you and it doesn't make sense. Okay, interesting. Very interesting experience. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna have some more comments. I gotta like kind of sit down and digest this. We'll go back to the studio and talk about it. All right, there's a lot to unpack there. That was my first experience driving a Tesla. That was my first experience with full self-driving. Honestly, it was the hardest in-car review I've ever done, just because so much of it was new to me. Plus, I didn't have a whole heck of a lot of time to drive it even beforehand, get to know it, and then describe it. Anyway, first off, overall, it just drives really well. It's really quiet. It's really comfortable. I think I said all that stuff in the in-car stuff, in the in-car portion. It wasn't like outstandingly like sporty or dynamic, but it was just a very pleasant place to be. And it did a really good job of that. And then when you stomped on the accelerator, it took off really quickly and it was more power than most people would ever need in most situations. So once I started figuring out the interface and how everything worked and the different placement of things and how everything was hidden in that screen, it started becoming a little bit intuitive. It's kind of like the first time that you used a smartphone, especially when you had like an Apple phone. Remember when Apple took away all the buttons on a phone and we all thought that was crazy? And now the idea of having a phone that has like a keypad is insane. I kind of think that's what Tesla is trying to do here with the car. Quite frankly, they you know so many buttons you only hit maybe even once a month when you're driving your car, if that. And they're trying to eliminate all of that. So, how often do you? Most cars have automatic headlights now. How often do you actually physically turn on your headlights? You just leave it in the auto position, right? They're trying to do the same with the auto wipers, and I found that the auto wipers didn't swipe enough for my taste. But if you hit the button on the steering wheel, it would do a quick swipe, so you could kind of make up for when it wasn't swiping. And in that one moment, they took off and went in like a high speed, and it wasn't really that wet at all. It was just, it's not perfect, but it's getting to a direction where that could be. So anyway, this is the very first showroom and service center Tesla has had in the Buffalo, New York area. Previous to this, if you wanted to test drive one in a showroom, you're going to drive all the way out to Rochester, about an hour and a half away, to experience a Tesla, and it was the closest service center to Buffalo. Now we have one right here. It's in South Buffalo, in the site of what used to be Republic Steel's steel plant. They built a giant factory, and they built this showroom directly across the street, which is pretty neat. The gentleman there, it was very nice. It was really helpful. I wish I got his name. I didn't get it, but he was extremely helpful. He told me that they had just opened it 2 weeks ago. He was extremely knowledgeable and really friendly, and no pressure whatsoever. I didn't feel like I had to buy a car that day, and he emphasized that the Tesla experience of buying a car is not the normal car dealership experience. He was like, you're not going to get pressured into buying warranties and any of that kind of stuff like you normally do at a car dealership. It's just, you go online, you pick out what you want, and it gets delivered at a delivery center. And that's one of the things he did bring up, which was interesting. So notice I used the term showroom and I didn't say dealership, because the way this gentleman explained it to me, there's some sort of laws in place where the car can't get delivered in the area, I presume because this is directly from the manufacturer and it's not through a third-party franchisee dealership. So apparently the closest delivery center is out near Syracuse. So what you do is you go online, like after you test drive it like I did today, and then you go and pick out your car, you order it and arrange your payment, all that kind of stuff online. And when the car is complete, you go out to Syracuse to pick it up. So with the way the charging infrastructure works and the amount of range that these cars have, that's really not a problem. Frankly, it's just going to eat up more time in your day. It kind of stinks that you got to go all the way out there to get that, but I don't understand why in Western New York you have to go through a franchise dealership to buy a car, and it can't be direct from the manufacturer. But that's stuff that I don't even completely understand. But it is what it is. But yeah, if you live near a Tesla dealer, or not Tesla, a Tesla showroom, and you can have the opportunity to drive one, go do it. Go on the website, sign up for your time. You show up, you take a picture of your license, and you put it on your phone. You agree that you're not going to destroy the car. And they just give you the keys. They explain all the stuff, how it works. They give you like a quick 5-minute tutorial of the car, and then they just send you off to go drive it, which was really a nice experience. No pressures, no sales guy sitting next to you saying, asking you all sorts of questions about your life and things like that. None of that. It was great. So if you don't like that dealership experience, there's no haggling on the price. The price is what it is. So anywho, when you get a chance, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And I thank you for watching.